while some will raise them on careful hands and guiding voice. Others must wrestle meaning from the bottom of the pit. There are those who walk familiar roads and those who step into the unknown alone, feet bare against unforgiving pavement. Yet, even in the isolation, something essential is formed. Chaos carries its own quiet beauty, because transcendence is often carved from pain. Pain itself is unavoidable, but its consequence is not. One may not choose the wound, but one always chooses what the wound becomes. For some, pain hardens into bitterness. For others, it sharpens into clarity. But it is through the burning pain that devours all that cannot endure, until only the necessary survives, paring the soul down to its essential form. In doing so, it shapes the figure required to endure the dark, not a monster of cruelty, but one of survival, tempered, awake, and capable of pressing forward when the light is absent. Thus, pain is not only survived, but transmuted, and the road, no matter how severe, becomes a chosen one. In 1997, one of the most anticipated bouts in Superfly division was signed, pitting two unbeaten world champions on the collision course. Johnny Tapia and Danny Romero came from the same streets of Albuquerque, New Mexico, but they arrived at the world stage by very different paths. For years, Tapia was seen as the city's prodigy, hard-nosed, talented, fearless, destined for greatness. But while his talent was undeniable, his career was interrupted by suspensions, legal troubles, and personal demons that kept him out of the ring. During Tapia's absence, Danny Romero did everything the right way. Quiet, disciplined, and focused, he climbed the rankings, winning the WBO Super Flyweight World Champion and becoming Albuquerque's new reigning champion. To many, Romero was proof that hard work and consistency could triumph where raw talent had stumbled. When Tapia returned, he didn't just want another fight, he wanted his city back. He reclaimed a world title and set his sights on Romero, the man holding the belt Tapia believed should have always been his. The question hanging over Albuquerque was simple, but loaded. Who was the real champion of the city? The build-up wasn't loud, but it was heavy. There were no theatrics, just two undefeated champions standing on opposite sides of the same city, carrying years of pride, resentment, and expectation into the ring. This wasn't just a unification bout. It was a fight for identity, redemption, and legacy, and only one man would leave as Albuquerque's true #1 champion. On July 18, 1997, both fighters put the titles on the line for a unification bout. The fight was relocated from Albuquerque to Las Vegas amid concerns that violence might erupt. As a result, the showdown was staged at the Thomas & Mack Center, setting the scene for what promised to be a gripping, action-packed fight. Danny Romero is a calculated, disciplined boxer puncher, the kind of fighter who believed fights were won through control rather than chaos. His archetype was that of a ring general, calm, methodical, and always thinking a step ahead. He used movement and positioning to decide where exchanges occurred, preferring clean, stunning punches and sharp counters over wild combinations. Romero's greatest strength was in his ring intelligence. He read opponents well, punished mistakes efficiently, and stayed defensive responsible, rarely giving away easy shots. His composure kept him grounded, especially against aggressive fighters who overcommitted and walked into his counters. Overall, Romero was a fighter who trusted structure and discipline. Johnny Tapia was controlled chaos, a fighter whose archetype was built on violent pursuit. He didn't just fight opponents, he battered them. Tapia fights at a blistering pace, throwing hard combinations while cutting the ring short, dragging opponents into the deep end. His greatest strength was sustained pressure. Tapia thrived in exchanges, using volume, angles, and savage ferocity to break rhythm and will. Emotions filled him. The more violent the fight became, the more in tune he looked. His conditioning and toughness allowed him to maintain a high pace deep into the fights, drowning opponents under ruthless aggression.
Tapia! Questions? Touch gloves. Come on, touch it. Let's go.
Round one begins.
Those fluent only in force recognize meaning only when it is spoken back to them. When a puncher's power is rooted in control, earning their respect requires more than caution. It demands the absence of fear, the willingness to meet force with force, and a reminder that power governs only as far as resistance allows it.
That if he hits me, I'll laugh. Romero said he's going to laugh all night. Tapia digging to the body with 2 left.
Romero entered the fight with a reputation as a vicious puncher, yet Tapia made a deliberate choice to confront him early. This approach was strategic on multiple levels. First, it denied the puncher immediate control, sending a clear message that power must earn respect before it could command it.
Good right hand. So far, the fight has taken place at center ring. Neither man has.
Second, it forced Romero onto the defensive, disrupting his comfort and rhythm. Accustomed to setting the tone, Romero now had to fight for authority rather than oppose it. This shift mattered. A puncher is only as dangerous as the punches they are able to set up, and Tapia's early pressure ensured that those opportunities were contested from the opening moments.
And Tapia, so he better be careful. This guy is sizing him up for something big by Romero.
By Danny Romero. Best combination.
He is an underrated boxer.
Tapia didn't neutralize power by avoiding it. He met power with pressure and refused to concede ground.
He's fighting a very smart fight.
Do you think that Tapia can getting on the bandwagon for Tapia?
Tapia was willing to trade, but never on Romero's terms. He held his ground at the edge of range, forcing Romero to step in behind a jab just to bring the right hand into play.
At the end of the round, a couple of jabs from Romero followed.
Every time Romero crossed that line, Tapia met him with the jab of his own, breaking a rhythm before it could build. Romero rarely slipped off the center line on entry, and that hesitation made his head easy to find. The door closed before the power could follow.
Won the fight.
Who got the girl?
Romero, he's digging that left hook to the body.
Tapia is doing a lot of playing around, dropping his hand, smile.
Tapia didn't just limit his work to the surface. He kept returning to the body, round after round, never abandoning it. Power comes from the engine, and Tapia set out to dismantle it. Each shot downstairs was an investment, quiet early, decisive late. As the rounds wore on, Romero's power dulled, his pace slowed, and the exchanges began to tilt. In a fight governed by volume and control, Tapia was already dictating both.
Are from Kent, Washington, Las Vegas, and Providence, Rhode Island. Been trained his whole life by a police athletic league volunteer trainer. But Danny Romero.
Having initially taken a fight to the puncher, Tapia shifted strategy, easing off the pressure and opting to box off his back foot. This change altered the dynamics of the bout, because when pressure breaks, space opens up for the puncher to regain control, allowing Romero to set his feet and set his punches, capitalizing on those very openings.
Down in the middle there. Good right.
Early rounds appeared to belong to Tapia. Romero landing more and more power.
Here was early in the round. Tapia got cracked, started to clown.
Tapia became increasingly reliant on his jab and counterpunching.
With the training camp up at Big Bear. Commit to the jab, drive it through the head. Will. All right, Oscar, his head aside with a hard right hand shot. One of his most.
Very important to Tapia.
With the pressure removed, Romero was able to reassert himself, clawing back from the opening rounds he had lost.
What about his right hand, Romero's right hand now?
He's cut the space between.
He backs Tapia up, and he's taking Tapia out of his game. Shots like that.
Those moments of relief pressure were short-lived. Tapia used those rounds to briefly ease off the gas, only to reassert the pressure soon after.
Giving Tapia the.
Tapia is taking those punches well. Doesn't want to take too many of them. All right. Watch Romero with the right hand. Comes.
The fight became one of rapid decision-making, attack after attack, each designed to exploit the smallest exposed weakness.
Head movement and foot movement ballet there.
faster guys, you don't want to get behind and start trying to catch them with left jabs.
Every miscalculation carried a cost. Nothing went unpunished.
Upstairs.
Romero is trying his best to make Tapia get on those ropes.
Where he was, just walked him and said, quit fooling around. He didn't go down on the end of a punch. It's true.
Nothing was given. Everything had to be taken. Forced punches fell short, while disciplined, strategic point of attacks found a mark and cracked the armor.
In the first minute of round 7. So Tapia throws less.
Pressure was applied until defense faltered.
Tries to lift Tapia.
This was power boxing at its highest level.
Romero out-throwing and outlanding Tapia during this portion of the fight. Tapia not starting off with the jab, perhaps as much as his corner would appreciate. Remember, good left hook to the body by Romero. Tapia comes.
To swing the sword heavy is to swear allegiance to his power. Every strike carries the promise of damage, but at the price of his commitment. A puncher by nature, Romero fought heavy on the front foot. While the stance amplified his power, it also exposed a critical weakness in his defense. With the weight heavy on the front foot, Romero relied on absorbing punches rather than avoiding them.
I thought he had 2 good rounds today, 90 bucks, beautifully. The trained skills of the 2 fighters.
I'm not sure that everybody interested in this.
When he shot up and shrank down, his vision narrowed, leaving him momentarily blind and vulnerable to Tapia's combinations.
Hard left hook to the body by Tapia.
He's knocked down. He doesn't look like he can get it.
When the demons follow a fighter into the ring, they either haunt him or be harnessed, turn into something feral. Pain can either shape a name or it can erase him. Tapia chose the former. He took those very demons and turned them into a monster. That night, Romero was more than just an opponent. He was the embodiment of everything Tapia had to overcome, and overcome he did.
Waiting for Harold Letterman.
In this round, if it has taken that.
More than half the. But despite all the clout,
Boxing, he has boxing skills.
which may have put the postscript on a victorious round 12.